This is the BMW 450GS, and this is the most important bike released from BMW this year. This is the bike where people would actually start riding their bikes. So if you ever looked at a BMW and thought to yourself, oh my god, this bike is too big, now BMW has come out with a new bike, and the 450GS is the bike that removes that friction that says the bike is heavy, because the bike is light. On wet, the bike weighs 178 kilograms wet, and the full tank on the bike, it's 13 to 14 liters around there. The bike itself actually has 450 cc's with a parallel twin, outputting around 48 horsepower, which is pretty useful for off-road and adventures, because when you're doing off-road, you don't need so much power basically. So I'm gonna talk about the good and the bad part of the bike itself, right? My opinion on the bike itself. I haven't ridden the bike, I've seen the reviews, I've been anticipating the bike. I'm waiting for the bike to come to our region so that I can actually go for a test ride on the bike itself, so I can give you a ride review, you understand? So now, what's good about the bike? It has the GS feel, right? It has the GS feel. I like the headlights, right? It looks expensive, you know, 1300 GS. It looks expensive, looks like the 1300 in front. And what I like about the bike is that it still gives you the upright posture. So when you're going through traffic, you're able to see far ahead, right? And it gives you the, like I said, I'll say this a lot, it gives you the GS feel. So the predecessor for this bike, in my opinion, it was the 310 GS. The 310 GS didn't do it for me because it felt like a street bike more than a GS, right? With this bike, you have an option to have spoked wheels, which is amazing for off-roading, because you don't want rims, like fancy rims going off-road, right, basically. So what BMW did is that they have a new twin cylinder that's inside the engine, and unlike your competitors like your KTM 390 GS, what they did with this, it feels smoother. Looking at the videos, it looks like it's smoother. The transmission looks smoother. A lot of people said it has less vibration. So the dampening on coming to the handlebars, apparently it feels amazing. And another thing, number 3, one other good part, it's lightweight. The bike is very lightweight. It weighs around 178 kilograms wet. It has full tank, all the juices inside, and it weighs 178 kilograms. But comparing it to my F450GS, that's very, very significant, because my GS weighs around 224 wet, which, yeah, it's a really sexy bike. That's what I can say. It's a sexy bike. So what they did is with the wheels, right? The front wheel, it's 19-inch. I'll come back to that. I'm not happy about that, but then it's 19-inch in front, 17-inch at the back, which is, yeah, I think for the size of the bike. And I trust the Germans that they have thought of this. So another thing that's great on the bike itself is that I love this for BMW, because what they did is amazing. Because now this bike would come in at a lower price. It will be the cheapest GS that's out there, right? Looking at probably, I'm assuming the price, 140 to 180,000 rands, excluding extras, of course, or yeah, with excluding extras. That's what I'm assuming the bike would retail for. But then with all that, they never shaved off the technology in the bike. So the bike itself still has the ABS Pro. The bike still has rider modes. And most importantly, it still has the Bluetooth connectivity, whereby you can control your music, your maps, your everything with the navigation toggle thingy, wheel thingy that they have there on their bike, right? And they still give you the TFT screen. They still give you the TFT screen that you see on all the BMW bikes. Like it's on the 1300GS Adventure, which is like their biggest BMW GS. It's still there. It's there. And with the rider modes, you still have options to actually put more stuff that you would find on the higher end bikes themselves, like things like quick shifter, right? Heated grips, right? I'm not sure about heated seat, but then I think it's something that can be done. Technology wise, BMW didn't hold back. With the 310, it was trash technology. The technology there was trash. But then with this one, they did very well. I'm happy with that. Lastly, something that's really good for me is the fuel economy. The bike takes 13 to 14 liters of fuel inside the tank, right? And with that, BMW claims that it will be giving you 3.4 liters per 100. 3.4 liters per 100. So imagine, you can go very far with that, right? Obviously, you get that because of the smaller engine and all the new technology they put in there. But then the fuel economy on it is great. It's great. It's not something that I can complain about, right? Talking about complaining. So what I'm not happy about, and I'm nitpicking here, is things that can be rectified by putting extra options. The seat height. The seat height for my height is sitting pretty low. The seat height is at 845 millimeters, right? Standard. That's standard. And I am 5'9", 177 centimeters tall, right? And I feel like the seat is pretty low for me, so I probably need it to be raised a bit high for my height, for a comfortable ride for myself. And going back to the wheel, one thing I'm not happy about is the wheel. If I'm gonna be doing a lot of off-roading, 19-inch for the front wheel, I feel like it's a bit small, right? 21-inch allows you to actually roll over big stuff, obstacles. It's easy to roll off because it's a taller tire, so it rolls on rocks really quick. And the 19-inch, it feels like I get stuck or have to put more effort to actually get over stuff. However, it's a light bike, so it shouldn't be a problem because it's light. That's the plus I can take from that. So another thing, I'm nitpicking, but then guys, it has its own benefits. Because it's a BMW, it's gonna have a hefty price. I assumed 140 to 180,000 rands, but then it could be more from BMW, especially, you know, because of the name itself. But then the great part is the warranties, the service, all those nice things that you get from BMW itself. But then I know the price will be a bit high. I would suggest for people, especially new riders, if you're looking at getting this bike, wait for 6 months so that you can actually get the demo bike from BMW that has been used for demoing the bike itself, and you'll get it with full extras and all the extras and all the whistles and bezels. Yes, that. In the real world, this bike, it's confident, inspiring, right? It's very stable, and it's an easy bike for beginner riders to actually get into riding, because it has the power. So it has a commuter aspect of it, which means it's a bike that I would recommend for new riders, daily commuters, and off-road adventure riders. So for off-road adventure riders, this bike is amazing because it's 42 horsepower. Most people are actually happy with around 38 to 50 horsepower doing off-road, going around the country or going around the continent itself. So it's amazing. For the money, there's other competitors that you can look into as well. So the KTM 390 Adventure is a bike that can compete with this bike, and it's it will be a lot cheaper than this one, especially because it's been on the market for so long, and the parts are there. It's easy to maintain. And another bike that's actually in the same category, and it's a competitor, and this is the Chinese KTM. Yeah, I'm talking about CF Moto. So CF Moto is one of the bikes that can compete with this. CF Moto has it has a bike model called the CF450MT. This CF450MT is a bike that's been selling, and people are buying it. It has good reviews. People have third-party mods on them. So it's now fully fledged in the market. You're able to get your upgrades and everything on the bike itself. So it's an amazing bike. So those are the two competitors that I can put in there, the KTM and the Chinese KTM. So thank you for watching, guys. Let me know if you would buy this bike, or if you would recommend it to a friend, or who would you recommend it to. I recommend it for new riders, people who are seasonal riders, adventure riders that do mostly gravel and off-road, and daily commuters. So those are the 4 people that I recommend this bike for. Thank you for watching, guys. Leave the comment and like and subscribe. Thank you.